On horses, on the hunt for a VW bus. Yes, we are. Got my two sisters with me, and we are in an undisclosed location looking for this elusive bus that's apparently in a barn out here.
Envelope full of cash.
Alright, so we got two front wheels going.
Wow! Yeah, baby.
Rat Haven.
Look at that.
Alright friends, we are getting down to business. In this episode, we're continuing tackling one of the most challenging parts of the VW bus restoration, and that's modifying the front suspension to get the perfect ride height. You can see some examples here of stock ride height buses, and then we'll get into some of the lowered buses that have the lowered beams, drop spindles, and turn torsion bars in the rear. I like that look. It looks pretty sweet. And then as we get into the more extreme buses, then you're talking about hydraulics, air suspensions with combination of drop beams, drop spindles, body drops, and whatnot. So with mine, we're going full hydraulic suspension with the torsion springs, 3-inch body drop, and 2-inch motor raise, plus another 1/2 inch really on the motor to get it to sit totally flat. So these last couple buses here is the look that I'm going for, which is basically all the way to the ground. So this is our mission, and this is how we're getting there. Follow along. Let's go, baby. Alright, so I am going to be creating that over here, 6 inches shorter. So I'm just going to do, you could do it a couple different ways. You could cut off each end and then do two new dimples on each end, or I'm just going to make one cut of the springs and do one new dimple in the middle and one new dimple here in the end. So I measured my length. It's about unusually exactly a 1/2 inch from the edge, which you would think it would be more of an even metric number, and which I guess 10 millimeters is probably close. But we work in inches here, so I'm going to go ahead and spot it with the spot drill, and then I ground this guy to match the angle of that guy. This is the grub screw that holds the whole van together. Alright, well, this is probably getting really boring. Is. Oh, well, that looks pretty good. baby. Well, that's about exactly the same as this stock one here. And this new grub screw, actually, I don't like this point on here. It needs to be rounded a little bit. When I put it in the stock hole here, it kind of rides around in there instead of seating nice and tight. Or with that extra hole in the middle there, this actually seats in there. It doesn't really ride around. All right, so I'm calling that good. Let's do the other ones. Safety first, kids. This is how I put my grinders away now. Looks pretty good. And I wouldn't throw these guys away either. This is, you know, hardened steel, spring steel, basically, right? So we probably could use these to, I don't know, make some little knife blades or something. Who knows? If you're a pack rat like me, probably hang on to it. Ooh. Alright, I just welded up the shortened, drilled, and dimpled springs here. And you can see I have a dimple there on the same side. That's because I messed up. So I had to do another one on that side. And that was the old factory one there. Alright, I haven't been videoing the action much here, but I'm installing these plates, getting them tacked in. These are the thrust washers here. So you'll be able to tighten these up, and there'll be nuts on there to keep the beam from burp, burp, burp. Right now I'm doing that bottom one. So I've got 3 big clamps on it. And I'm gonna tack it up. I got it all measured. So it's coming together. Alright, so I got an 11/16 tap, so 9/16, 5/8, 11/16, 11. Says I need a 19/32 drill bit, but that's for an 11 pitch. I'm at 18 pitch, so I looked it up on the interwebs, and it doesn't. Here's a 11/16 pitch, which needs a 631, so I'm probably somewhere in there. So I'm gonna hit it with the 5/8. See what happens. There's the 5/8 right there. Let's do it. 16ths 18 tap from Amazon, which nobody has an 11/16 18 bolt or nuts at the hardware store or anything. So this guy's going in the chuck. Fairly tight. Get this with some anchor lube. We're just gonna leave the tailstock floating, not locked down. And it's just gonna suck the tap right in. And as long as we don't hit over here, so I'm just letting it take it right in. Threads on here because it's that tie rod end. I'm gonna basically go right up to that chuck and hand feeding it over here. Just keeping up with the tap. Alright, so we're gonna call it a day about right there. Yeah. Now we'll just go reverse and feed it out. I'm just keeping up with the tap. I'm just barely letting it come back. That way it's not having to push the whole tailstock back. Alright. Bam. Check it out here. Of course they have thread gauges for this. What's an actual gauge that you can, if you can thread it in or can't thread it in, they call it a no-go gauge. Alright, look at that. Ba-bam! So this here is a go no-go gauge. 1 3/8 by 12. 3B. So if this one goes in, see it says go, and if this one doesn't go in, it's a no-go. Anyways, I used to make threaded bungs. So these are some of the things you don't really plan for. This rack that I got, this heavy duty off-road Baja rack that they sell at J-Bugs and stuff. These bungs are welded on at a cocked angle. They must have did that on purpose. But for my application, I need them straight and set back. So I'm gonna use this hole saw and drill these out and re-weld them. Alright, so I've got this baby set up. I'm gonna weld it up real good, so I'm offsetting it, as you can see, all the way to one side instead of being centered, just to give me a little more clearance. Little bit nicer than those MIG welds I had on there. Not too bad. And now you can see offset over that way a little bit. So not a whole lot of change, but enough to give me some clearance. So I had a couple people ask me, James, where is your Lincoln? All I ever see is these bus videos. And I have to tell you, my Lincoln is not in here because I decided that this bus was going to be a simple, easy project, couple of months. I'll have it on the road, be no big deal. And then I'll roll the Lincoln back in. And then I'll have the bus done, and then I'll work on the Lincoln again. But of course, it's been a year and a half, still working on this fucking thing.